Measures of dispersion unit we have started yesterday. In that one we have done range questions. Now we are going to discuss the second topic of measures of dispersion, that is quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is also known as semi-interquartile range. Interquartile range means Q3 minus Q1. Semi-interquartile range means half of interquartile range. So we can consider that interquartile range as Q3 minus Q1 and semi-interquartile range as quartile deviation, half of Q3 minus Q1. To find quartile deviation, what we need to know is we have already three types of questions. In those three types of questions, one will be individual series, second will be discrete series type questions, third will be continuous series questions. In individual series questions, to find quartile deviation, we need Q3 and Q1 values, which we have already did in measures of central tendency. How to find Q1 of individual series? Size of n plus 1 by 4 observation. Again, we are doing the same thing. Size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4 observation. After finding lower quartile and upper quartile, Q1 and Q3, what we'll do is we'll find quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 by 2. This is the formula. Quartile deviation means Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Only Q3 minus Q1 is interquartile range. Semi-interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Half we are doing. That's why it is known to be semi-interquartile range. So for quartile deviation, what you have to remember is you have to recall the previous, whatever we have done in previous classes in measures of central tendencies, that you need to recall Q1 and Q3. If you have not revised this one, again I am going to explain you those things. Then quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 by 2. If they want us to find coefficient of quartile deviation, that time it is Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1. For continuous series, this is discrete series and individual series. For both we will use same formulas like we have used previously in the central tendency unit. Now for continuous series, you need to just go through with Q1 and Q3 formulas. Then quartile deviation equals to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Both answers you need to subtract and divide it by 2. Then coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. See, to learn the topic, second topic of dispersion, quartile deviation, what you need to do, you have to be perfect in the previous unit. And if you are not perfect, now you can learn what we have to do. Individual series and discrete series, same formula. Procedure is different, but formula will be the same. For continuous series, previously whatever you have done, Q1 and Q3, same logically you have to find that. Then quartile deviation, formula you need to remember, both quartile deviation formulas are same. But finding Q1 and Q3 is different in both the cases. Because question pattern will be different, that's why finding Q1 and Q3 is different for all the question patterns. Now we have all the three examples, then you can get this one easily. Not this one. To find quadrant deviation of which series is given, it looks like discrete series because two lines are given, but when you find serial numbers, rule numbers, you have to ignore that first line. If the value is given, that time you can consider the value. If the numbers are serial 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 12, or rule numbers are given, or employee numbers are given, ID numbers are given, or any alphabets are given, leave that first line. This is our question. To find quadrant deviation, it is related to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. To find Q3 and Q1 or median or any other value, what we will do? We will write the question in ascending order. This one you have to remember. You need to arrange the question in ascending order. So already it is given in ascending order. So sometimes it may not be given in ascending order. You should write the question in ascending order. 45. Now count how many numbers are given to us. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So n is equals to 12. First we will find Q1. Q1 is equals to size of n plus 1 by 4th observation. Now size of, what is n value? N value is 12. 12 plus 1 by 4th observation. Now you have to use calculator to calculate 12 plus 1 by 4. That is 13 by 4. Already calculated value I have, so I just copied on that one. Nine point 7/5th observation. Now 9.75, size of 9th plus 0.75 into size of, after 9, 10th minus 9th item. See, previously also I have told in this one, if you find 6.45, suppose size of 6.45 means we will write size of 6 plus 0.45 into size of 7th minus size of 6. In that way you have to remember to write that. Size of 9th 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 43 plus 0.75 into size of 10th 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th minus 9, 44 minus 43. So 1, this is 43.75. This is Q1. Similarly, we should find Q3, that is size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4th observation. So size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4, 12 plus 1 by 4th observation. So what will get size of 3 into 12 plus 1 by 4? If you calculate, you will get, so Q1 is 12 plus 1 by 4, 3.25. Size of third, 2.5 into, after 3, 4. Fourth minus third. Now, size of third observation, 1, 2, 3, 40. 0.25 into fourth minus third, 41 minus 40. So this is 40.25. Here 3 into n plus 1 by 4 observation, this is 9.75 observation. So we will write size of 9 plus 0.75 into size of 10th minus size of 9th. Size of 9th observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 43 plus 0.75 into 44 minus 43. So this is 43.75. This is Q3 value. Same process what you have done earlier in the measures of central tendency unit. In the same way you have to find Q1 and Q3. Now what we have to do, actually we don't want to find Q1 Q3 because we have to find quartile deviation. The formula contains these two values. That's why we are finding that one, Q3 minus Q1 by 2. 43.75 minus 40.25 divided by 2. So that will be 1.75. Next, coefficient of quartile deviation. Suppose find quartile deviation and its coefficient. So coefficient of quartile deviation equals to Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1. That is 43.75 minus 40.25 divided by 43.75 plus 40.25. Subtract numerator, write the value, add denominator, write the value, then divide them. Don't use all the words at a time on the calculator. Numerator subtraction, answer. You can write the answer, denominator addition, write the answer, then divide both the values. You will get 0.041. How to find this one? Got it now? To calculate quartile deviation, this is individual series because serial numbers are given. Ignore the serial numbers, take the values in ascending order. If they are not in ascending order, it is already in ascending order, so write the values. Count down the numbers, n is equals to 12. Find Q1 by process of Q1, find Q2, Q3. Then you should know what is the formula of quartile deviation. Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. You will get the answer. Discrete series problem is not given to you in the exercise. So discrete series you can do by yourself. You know the process of finding Q1 and Q3 of discrete series. If you don't know, you can go through with the measures of central tendency unit, and there you can find quartile deviation of discrete series. Now I am explaining you quartile deviation and its coefficient when you have continuous series. See, to find quartile deviation, you need to know what is the process of finding Q1 and Q3 of continuous series. As we have earlier discussed that Q1 formula is L plus n by 4 minus Cf by small f into h, and Q3 formula is L plus 3 into n by 4 minus Cf by small f into h. When Cf is included, you need to consider one third column by name cumulative frequency. So we have in answer, what you need to remember is we need 3 columns. Why we need 3 columns? Because we have to find quartile deviation. It contains Q1 and Q3. That's why. This is the question. Cumulative frequency column, frequency as it is 8, then add up the values. 8 plus 10 18, 18 plus 12 30, plus 15 45, plus 10 55, 62, 70, 75. So n is equals to 75. Immediately find n by 2 here, or we will find at the time of problem. H you can find, h is equals to 45 minus 40, that is 5. So this is the process we need to find. Then Q1 L plus n by 4 minus Cf by small f into h. Why I am not writing Q1 equals to size of n plus 1 by 4th observation? Because that formula is used when we are finding quartile 1, that means lower quartile, for individual series or for discrete series. For continuous series, Q1 is equals to one formula like median, and the same process of median is followed. You have to calculate n by 4 here. 75 by 4. 18.75. Now this 18.75 we have to check in CF column. 8, 18. 18.75 is not included here. It is included in 30. So one line you have to consider. This line is Q1 line. This is the value of L we have. Small f, opposite upper value is CF. So we will substitute this one. Those who want to find Q3 first, they can find Q3 also in first. I am finding Q1, then L plus. L is 20 plus n by 4, which is already calculated value, minus CF. 18 divided by small f, which is 12, into h. H is 5. Same process. Now those who are using calculator, how to calculate this one in single step? 18.75, then you can type on your calculator, minus 18 divided by 12 into 5, or 18.75 minus 18 into 5 divided by 12 plus 20. They will get the answer of Q1, 20.31. This is Q1 answer. Then Q3, L plus 3n by 4 minus Cf by small f into h. So 3n by 4 you should calculate it. 3 into n by 4. 3 into 75 divided by 4. So 3 into 75 divided by 4 will be 56.25. Now we should check that 56.25 CF column. 56.25 contains in 62. So this is our Q3 line. First value represent L, this is small f, opposite upper value is CF in this one. So what is L? L value is this 35 plus 3n by 4 56.25 minus CF opposite upper value. Don't take this CF. This CF belongs to Q1. Q3 line CF will be above Q3 itself by small f 7 into h 5. So use calculator and find 56 minus 25, type on calculator, minus 55 into 5 divided by 7, then at the end plus 35 at the end you can add. So what you will get? 35.89. This is Q3. Once you have Q1 and Q3 value, we can find quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So what is Q3 value? 35.89 minus 20.31 divided by 2. So once you divide this one, you will get 7.79. And coefficient of quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So 35.89 minus 20.31 by 35.89 plus 20.31 equals to. So subtract numerator and write on the value first by 56.2. See, few members what they will do, they will just subtract 35.89 minus the 20.3531 divided by, they will type, then they will type this one. So everything becomes wrong. What you should do, first subtract the values, then add the values, then divide at the end. To avoid wrong answer, you should do this one. So the second topic of measures of dispersion is completed. You have first topic range. You should know the formula of range L minus S, then coefficient of range L minus S by L plus S. In second topic, you should know what is quartile deviation. The other name of quartile deviation is semi-interquartile range. Interquartile range means Q3 minus Q1. Semi-interquartile range means quartile deviation, that is equals to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. To find quartile deviation, you should be aware of doing quartiles in measures of central tendency unit. What you have done in that one, Q1 equals to size of n plus 1 by 4 and Q3 equals to size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4 observation for individual and discrete series. And for continuous series, Q1 is equals to L plus n by 4 minus CF by small f into h, and Q3 equals to L plus 3n by 4 minus CF by small f into h. These two things you need to find, and the process of finding it is again you have to search previous videos to find how we have done this one earlier. Then those who have already followed that one, they find very much easy because already we done this topic. Only quartile deviation formula is extra we are doing in this one. Q3 minus Q1 by 2 is the formula for quartile deviation. They will not ask directly quartile deviation. Sometimes they will ask you find semi-interquartile range. So don't think that you have not done that one. Quartile deviation, other name is that. Then coefficient of quartile deviation means whatever you have done in quartile deviation, just Q3 plus Q1 is extra instead of this 2. Then divide both of them, you will get the answer. Tomorrow we will do third topic.